So this topic is called probability of independent events with decimal answers. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. The question says, at a factory that produces pistons for cars, machine 1 produces 468 satisfactory pistons and 132 unsatisfactory pistons today. So just an important note as you're reading this, 468, 132, adding those two together, that's a total of 600 pistons they produced. And so some of them were good, some of them were not good. Machine 2 produced 472 satisfactory pistons and 118 unsatisfactory pistons. And if you add those two together, so machine 1 produced 600 total. 468 were good, and 132 were bad. And for machine 2, adding those two together, 472 and 118, that's 590, it should be 0, 590 total. And what did that say? 472 of them were good, and 118 of them were bad. So just reading the problem carefully, making some notes about what it says. Okay, starting right there. Suppose that one piston from machine 1 and one piston from machine 2 are chosen at random from today's batch. What is the probability that the piston chosen from machine 1 is unsatisfactory and the piston chosen from machine 2 was satisfactory? So if you're looking at this, it tells us they're independent events, but just pretend you didn't see that. If it's on a quiz, you're not going to be told the topic name, and that gives you that big clue. The fact is, choosing, we've got a machine that's producing pistons and another machine that's producing pistons. You're choosing one from here and another from there. The fact that you've chosen one from machine 1 isn't going to have any bearing on what you choose from machine 2. So it's not like a deck of cards where you've taken out one of the spades and now there's only 12 spades left instead of 13. These are completely independent events. So because they're independent events, the probability of A and B with independent events is just probability of A times probability of B. So we multiply the events when two events are independent and they both occur. So we multiply those two probabilities together. So probability of A, if you think about that, in this case, I'll write it in the context of this problem. This says probability that, I'm going to abbreviate this, machine 1 says unsatisfactory, so I'm going to see M1 is bad, and then you pick one from M2, so M2 is good. So then that's the probability that M1 is bad times the probability that M2 is bad. Sorry, good. Because M2 was satisfactory. So then what are those probabilities? Well, M1 is bad. That's going to be 132 out of 600. And times the probability that M2 is good. So I'm looking right here. That's 472 out of 590. And a little bit of calculator work, you'll get that is 0 point. And does it tell me? Do not round your answers. The directions there. So 0.176 is what that turns out to be. So again, the key there is probability of two independent events occurring as you multiply those probabilities together.